Welcome back. Messages. S. Lockwood. Oh, that's the person in charge of the church. Savannah Lockwood. Subject, farewell. From Augustine de v.a.l.e., subject, farewell. So this was to Lockwood. Savannah, your last missive stung me to my core. I can't believe you'd accuse me of such. Yes, I am still in contact with Victor. The schism between the Protectorate and the Order is of no consequence to us. But we are decidedly not, quote, whispering poison to each other's ears, end quote. And I can assure you the dark path you accuse us of going down is one of necessity, not choice. I never burdened you with the knowledge of the things I've done, what I've been forced to live with, but therein lies the rub. I find I can do so no longer. The time for action has come. Do you remember the cliffhanger ending of the Sentinels versus the Cult of the Corporatism's 6th chapter? One way or the other, I fear we are hurtling towards that same inevitable conclusion. This is one thing I cannot allow, no matter the cost. Regardless, my time on Paradise Island is over. As we used to say, see you in the equation, my friend. And this was to de v.a.l.e. How can you say you never burdened me with what you've done? You may have never shared specifics with me, but that doesn't mean I didn't feel your suffering, Augustine. The invasion of Paradise Island is driving us all to new levels of despair, and your last message has me fearing that it has pushed you to a place of madness. I'm begging you, forget that void-damned cereal and whatever it is you're planning, and please, please come see me before you do anything that cannot be undone. This ought to make you laugh. I am holed up in the old Order Chapel of all places. Maybe because it reminds me of better days with you, me, and Victor. I don't know who Victor is, but I have met Savannah. After reading de v.a.l.e.'s terminal, I got a quest, Stalking an Associate of Angry Ascendance. You learned that Savannah, a former confidant of de v.a.l.e.'s, is hiding out in an abandoned chapel near Fairfield. Talking to her may potentially yield more information regarding de v.a.l.e.'s whereabouts, or somehow aid in your infiltration of the Vox relay station. So this was a 7th way, because the 6th way I named was just walking through the door, or stealthing, and then walking through the door. Because you don't have to side with anybody, but now I have an alternative option, which is confronting Savannah. So I've already met her, but all she really told me was to leave. And then it said that I needed her journal. I'll add that in before I talk to her now. Trying to get my map filled in so I don't miss anything on this planet or moon or whatever we're on before we leave. And I stumbled across the Excogitation Chapel. Excogitation? That's just a sprat. Savannah Lockwood.
We're closed.
Looks like it. Trauma kit, it's not stealing. Necklace. It's gonna take all your stuff, I guess. Praising the architect and honoring the equation. The Order of the Ascendant strives to continually demonstrate that the truth of the universe lies within the purest of mathematics. Universal equation, a perfect mathematical expression that generates all of existence. Through its flawless calculation, all things are possible. As our knowledge of the equation grows, we asymptotically approach the ideal state of ascendancy, where we shall become one with the universe, or know the mind of the architect, if you will. Was the architect a being? Not in the sense that you and I are, but that is of no matter, literally and figuratively. Like the terms in a formula, the architect is an abstraction of the mathematically perfect yet unknown energies that spawned the universe. We honor the 0 point of the grand plan with that name, as well as label the omega point of the equation with the same boundary expression. So let us give thanks to the architect for our part in the perfection of the grand plan. For our part, okay. Be it as an enlightened mathematician or simply a programmer of manual labor automechanicals. Honor the equation and architect with every action, no matter how mundane such action may feel. For every action is a step towards the eventual realization of the equation. Yeah, their whole math-based religion. So you're cooking some stuff. What are you doing here? Savannah?
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan.
So you have a journal somewhere for me to find. Then why are you here?
Obviously, as the result of the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. I don't know. I'm no scientician.
Okay. Just thought of something I need to do. I'm gonna awkwardly walk away. Your journal. Alright, I'm back, Savannah.
Welcome back to my chapel of fear and futility.
Still don't have your journal. But I guess I don't need it because I have this. Was I supposed to be able to find your journal somewhere? You're a friend of Augustine de v.a.l.e., aren't you?
Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
Normally I let them talk, but I feel like he's going to get very emotional, so instead, this is difficult for her, Niles. Let her explain what she's talking about.
The anguish she always seemed to battle with, I fear it may have finally overwhelmed her. And could likely be what's driven her to her present course of action.
And just what is her present course of action exactly?
I wish I knew. It's nothing good, I can tell you that. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor.
Sorry, I had to wait for a car to drive past with its engine blasting. Victor's the guy who you accused her of conspiring with, right?
How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me.
I still need to find your journal. It must be a quest item that I'm gonna get for this quest. Did she ramble on about the Sentinels versus the cult of the corporatism serial a lot?
Among other things. For some reason, she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to de v.a.l.e., though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That and the invasion itself set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again.
Again?
She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse.
So it was between her killing my team, which I kind of already knew that all this happened. So how did you two meet?
We became friends when she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say. For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could.
Was she part of the Order?
We all were, originally, before the schism. But she never gave it up, even when it became illegal to even mention their name. Which was surprising with how angry she seemed to be getting with them, even as she was deep into scheming with Victor and the others. She even continued to sign her messages, "See you in the equation." It's all so confusing.
Is it true that the Order somehow helped aunties invade, like the Protectorate is saying?
No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them.
Okay. What do you know about what she was doing at the Vox station?
What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much. At least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it.
Seems like knowing her was unsettling for you.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel unmoored, doubting everything I ever knew. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her schemes. Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't help but miss her. Even with everything.
Know a little something about that, too.
Well, Savannah already said she didn't see her again, but I have the option to ask. Did you ever see her again, Savannah?
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me.
The safe in her house, the safe in her house was empty. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Yes, and I am ashamed to admit it. Though if she hadn't wanted me to, she wouldn't have told me the code. Same one she used for everything. 15-778.
That sounds like it could be her agent identification code, Commander.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty.
Okay, well this is all fascinating, but I have to find her before she does something drastic. Goodbye.
I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her.
Okay, I'll see what she has to say for herself when I find her before deciding anything.
That's all I can ask.
Can I still talk to you and go find your journal?
Welcome back to my chapel of fear and futility.
Yes.
Welcome back to my chapel of fear and futility.
Okay. I think, unless it's part of the main story still, it's most likely going to be inside the Arbiter training facility? No, they're not Arbiters, they're Order people of the Order. Is that the same thing? I don't know. I haven't gone in here yet. But also, there's this crab cave here. that I need to go into. So if it's not in either of those, then it's got to be part of this main quest line.